Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Aren't I a little short for a stormtrooper? It's been about a year or so, I think, since last time I wore this helmet. I do not have the full uniform on today, but I just wanted to say, may the 4th be with you. It's May 4th. It's about as close to a Star Wars day as we could possibly get. So thank you for watching yet another live YouTube feed for myself and the Locker Gnome crew, TLDR, the Locker Gnome Daily Report. And you can see in the title. Can you hang on? I got a phone call coming in here. Hang on just a second. It's probably the boss. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll get right on it. No, I wasn't trying to be condescending. I just got a live show going on right here. Darth Dorkhead. Anyway, let's go ahead and welcome everybody who's tuned in. We have Adam Trailer, Daniel Bushor, CSS, who's on his iPhone apparently. We also have Team Wardo, Colorado Geek, Kyle _K, Sharp Claw, Tyler Biedka, JR89, Scottish Tech Kid 98, and then of course all of those who are watching on YouTube. I mean, these guys are watching on YouTube. I mean, you on YouTube. We have Apple Quad Core, the B Davis 2195, Got 21C, DTV Life, J Casey 04, Born Wise Destruction. Who else do we have? Who else is out there? Who else is watching this? That's a good question, right? Who else is watching? Did you see the title of the video right now? When we're broadcasting the video live, the title is, do your friends know we're live on YouTube? Tell them we're live on YouTube right now as we continue down the path of talking about today's geeky things, which is generally what we do on LockerGnome.com. You see the links in the video's description? Click them! This is my angry face. Click them! See, my angry face looks a lot like my happy face. Just, there's a slight difference. You can see I furrow my brow just a little differently. Oh. Woo! You do not want to burp in your helmet. Ew. Let me tell you. Not a good thing. Let's go ahead and tell everybody who's subscribed to me on Facebook, all 87,000 of you, that we are streaming live in a special Star Wars edition today. And I'm going to go ahead and tweet that out to the 100,000 followers. And I'm going to go ahead and, much like I ask you to do, I'm going to like this video. And the reason why we like this video is because, and I'm assuming everything's good, the reason why we like this video is because it's a good video to like. It's the easiest way to pull up the G+1 button to +1 the video on Google+. And let's go ahead and share that so that people know that we are streaming live on YouTube. So if you don't mind, I'm going to give me a second. Where the hell did I put my glasses? Honey, do you see where I put my glasses?
Yeah.
I can't.
I see them.
Oh, did I leave them over there? All right, thank you. This isn't going to work. No. All right. Not to destroy the illusion. Woo! Gets a little musty in there. Especially with the whole gassiness that I had. Oh, you thought this was going to be just a regular old live stream, the type of live stream you see every day. No. We decided to change things up today. But do not worry. We're going to go ahead and roll forward as scheduled, as planned.
Let me scroll down here, check out what was published on Locker Gnome today, and we do also have other tech news and questions to answer. If you have questions, feel free to throw them out. We should be able to catch them. One of the articles we posted on Locker Gnome today, not written by me, why I love Star Wars. So I thought it'd be kind of good to talk about why we love Star Wars, if you love Star Wars, and if not, get out! How to tell if your teen is being bullied online, a more serious topic. What is the future of social media? Good question to talk about. Is it safe to share your Android? This ought to be interesting. Growing up on the web, something I didn't do, but many of you have. I guess there's, what is it now, Generation C? Generation Connected, is that what it is? I think it's Generation, I want to say it's Generation C, I can't remember. And then KegDroid, Google's answer to the self-serve beer dispenser. We also have another article posted on Locker Gnome, the 5 differences between Windows 7 and Windows 8. Full slate of content. Backlink of the day, before I forget, realitynow2012.wordpress.com. Link back to an article on lockergnome.com, so we're more than happy to share their link with you. Feel free to click it, take a look, and enjoy the fruits of our community's labor. Hopefully you do not have any labor pains in the process. That would be kind of sad, really. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and talk about the first article, why I love Star Wars. And this is something that is near and dear to my heart. I grew up with Star Wars. In fact, if you go over to the article on lockergnome.com, you will see a photo of me as a Cub Scout. I think, was I in Weeblos at that point? I can't remember where I was at this point, but there I am, and I made a Star Wars cake, a Millennium Falcon cake, and it was very tasty, by the way. It was yummy, the cake. And that was really the first and only cake I ever baked. I haven't done much since then, but Max ended up, the person who wrote this article, I'm going to go ahead and share that right now, he wrote this article because today is May 4th, and may the 4th be with you. I have yet to meet, well, no, I can't say anybody. I have met one person who hasn't seen Star Wars, Jessica. She hasn't seen, she refuses to see it. How could you refuse to see Star Wars? Now, I understand refusing to see the prequels, which I'd actually recommend, ignoring those altogether. The extended universe is also very interesting, but, I'm a huge fan of the original trilogy. I remember seeing Star Wars with my father in its first run in the late 70s. I remember seeing Empire for the first time. I remember going out with friends when Jedi was released. I didn't really have any other movie or type of universe that I cared to live in back then. I mean, I enjoyed like G.I. Joe and the Transformers, like a lot of kids in my generation, Thundercats and whatnot. But it was always Star Wars for me. The first Star Wars figure I ever purchased, by the way, hang on, I've got him right here. This guy, an AT-AT driver. This very figurine I purchased. Empire had just been released, and I thought this guy he was a badass. I bought it at a store, Toys and More, on Merle Hay Road, which no longer exists. The store, Merle Hay Road, of course exists in Des Moines, Iowa. I remember seeing an ad in the paper for 99 cents. This piece of plastic, 99 cents. Now you can't even buy a Star Wars figure for anything less than $8. So I kept him in I would say, fairly good condition. I mean, he doesn't have loose arms or legs or anything like that. Like a lot of the other Star Wars figures that I collected over the years. But this particular figure started it for me. And when my mom found my old Star Wars figure collection, because I didn't really care so much about the vehicles, it was always the figures. Much like I like Lego minifigs, not just Lego, or I should say, not just the Lego bricks and the spaceships and whatnot. It's always the figures for me. And I really don't know why that is. But it's always been my favorite part. I don't know. There was just something about Star Wars that was just so... I dropped the AT-AT driver. It was just interesting to me. I mean, living in that universe. I was always a Han Solo fan. Wasn't really a Vader fan, even though I ended up growing to be an adult. Still trapped inside a child, or at least an adult body with a child mind. something my psychologist said, blah, 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 never grow up, whatever. He was a poopy butt anyway. I didn't like him. I think the idea of a galaxy far, far away and heroes and villains, there was just something about Star Wars that just jumped out at me. And while, other kids liked all sorts of sci-fi, I was pretty much Star Wars. I did, like a little bit of Star Trek. Not too much, though. It's always Star Wars for me. Star Trek was good, but Star Wars, Star Trek, I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Again, just talking about the original trilogy. Extended universe, yeah, I guess sort of. But I'm not a fan of what Lucas did with the Clone Wars cartoons and in the prequels. Maybe I would have felt differently if I was younger, but just wasn't Star Wars to me. Or Star Wars, it wasn't Star Wars enough. It was Star Wars-esque, but it almost like a completely different galaxy. If the prequels would have been released, I would never have glommed on to Star Wars like I did. So I think there are a lot of geeks out there that love Star Wars, and I know I'm not the only one. The 456 always favorites DFTBA indeed. Lando was wearing Han Solo's clothes in one scene, says Technology Droid. Interesting. I used to think lightsaber was a lifesaver, says the Snare 100 on YouTube. 19 the Legend 96 says I love Star Wars figures. It's me Poppy 1 says he's never seen Star Wars. What? Yeah, see, I think it's nuts that you haven't seen. You have to. It's like there's certain films that you just have to see because they make such an impact on pop culture. Like you have to see The Godfather. You have to see Star Wars. You have to see all these films just to understand, when someone makes a reference, what they're making a reference to. Pop culture. I mean, huge part of pop culture. The Snare 100 also notes that his mom potty trained him or I guess his mom and his dad potty trained him by offering to buy him a Star Wars toy. I did not have that luxury. That probably would have potty trained me pretty quick. Star Wars wasn't out when I was potty trained. If I was still potty training when Star Wars was released, I'd be a little concerned. That's just something that you gotta know. So take a look at that article, a trip down memory lane, and if nothing else, leave a comment there. Why you love Star Wars, if you love Star Wars. Moving along, do we have any questions that have come up in the process of talking about Star Wars? Something that's not Star Wars related. We're trying to ebb and flow with, this particular live video. You're never really sure what we're going to get from anybody, or from Locker Dome for that matter. We just know it's going to be good. Let's check around here. Nothing? Okie doke. Moving on to the next article. How to tell if your teen is being bullied online. Now, this is a big deal. And I'm going to get a little serious here. Take a look. Especially if you know of someone who's being bullied. I've talked about this before at length. You can do a search for bully videos in my YouTube channel. The experiences that I had with bullies, I shared those, and they all turned out, for me, as well could be. But for some teens, they're not as fortunate. And if there's anybody out there who's being bullied, just take heart in knowing it can get better. You're not alone. There are resources that you could use right at your disposal, even if you're not familiar with them. People you can connect to. You can, in fact, let me see here. There's a link that we've posted on this article, stompoutbullying.org. There's also a government site, stopbullying.gov. These resources are for you if you're being bullied or if you know someone who's being bullied. And by the way, online bullying can happen too. Bullying isn't just, facing someone down, and hitting them or threatening them. It can happen online. In fact, a lot of bullying happens online through communications devices like your smartphone. If you feel threatened by anybody else, and they make you feel not so good inside, it can be a bully. I know that there are probably bullies who are watching this video, and you may not realize that you are a bully. You know, when you make someone feel less than human, you're being a bully. And some people do this intentionally. Other people do it unintentionally. You know, I've been bullied online before too, even as an adult. I think the story that always comes to mind when I think about online bullies, and I see them every day on YouTube, just people have no respect for other people, and those are generally bully types. They would never act that way in real life. And a few years ago, I had a bully. He blogged all sorts of nasty things about me, and I didn't think much of it. I mean, yeah, it kind of hurt my feelings, but I didn't, again, think much of it. He was anonymous. And one day, there was a gathering here in Seattle, and this guy comes up to me, and he apologized. He says, hey, remember, you know, my name is so-and-so. I ran this blog, and I just wanted to apologize for, you know, saying the things I said about you. I was at a difficult point in my life, and for some reason, something you did set me off. I'm like, well, it wouldn't be out of the question. I do a lot of things to set people off, but, you know, I took it, his apology, I accepted it, and I was grateful that he did that. You know, some stories don't turn out as positive as that. As a matter of fact, watching this live video, I want you guys to take an extra step. Be sure to look up the cyberbullying video that's also in our YouTube channel. We've embedded it in the article. That's a presentation from Christopher Burgess talking about teenagers who took their own lives last year because of bullying, and part of it bullying in real life and part of it cyberbullying. So if you are a teen who's being bullied, or you know of a teen who's being bullied, send them a link to some of these resources to let them know that they're absolutely not alone. Chris Smith, being connected like we are these days, you can't just turn and walk away from a bully like you could on the schoolyard or on the street. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make when I say that, you know, your smartphone or your connected device can be a delivery vehicle for bullying just as much as, you know, a schoolyard could be. You know, it's not just lip service and saying, you know, stomp out bullying. I'm dead serious. I mean, I have no respect when I see bullying happen, and it's when people just don't have respect for themselves that they tend to lose respect or not to treat others with respect. And it's sad, it's unfortunate, but you know, it's something that we do need to talk about, because there may be just one of you. If one of you watching this video is helped by these resources, then I think we will have done our job. So moving on, William asks, what Google services do you use? All of them, pretty much. I can't think of probably not all of them. Most of them. You know, Google has an amazing array of resources. I think the one I use most frequently would be their search, like a lot of people. I love Google Docs. Now, I guess they're making Google Docs turn into Google Drive, so I won't be able to say Google Docs anymore, which is kind of sad. The idea, though, that Google could do everything for you is kind of scary. I would never want to do everything on one platform. I want to spread it out. You know, I may use Macs here, but I'll use Windows over there. Or I may use Google for their services here, but I'll use something from Microsoft over there, and then something from Apple here. I mean, spread it around, right? You know, living inside of one universe is just, in terms of services, is a bit scary to me. And it should be for you as well, especially the more services become available for you to use from one company or another. What about Google+? Swello 100, I do use Google+. I use it very frequently. Will Lane also asked what free web host you would recommend. My answer, I would not recommend any. I agree with Ben_BN. I would not recommend any free web host. You get what you pay for, and I'm not going to make a recommendation on something that's just not good. If it's a free web host, my suggestion is don't use it. Yeah, but what about if we don't have any money? Script something together? You have money. Most people have a couple of dollars to use. Even if you pay a couple of dollars a month for a web host, you're at least paying something versus a free web host, which could disappear tomorrow. And that's one of the reasons I don't recommend free web hosting. Could disappear tomorrow, and you have no contract. You're at their mercy. Do you really want to put your website, in the hands of somebody else? I don't know about that. Yeah, it's kind of dangerous. Scary. What, are you laughing at my grunting?
I thought you were going to go into the voice.
The voice? What voice? Why you do this? It's like I don't know you no more. You give me website, you take away. I give you no money, you give me no service. What is up with that? I don't even know what voice that is, really. I think I'm making up a new culture as we go along. It's kind of like, to me, it's kind of Russian, Ukrainian, German-ish, very angry. Why you take website away? It was right here. I think it's more Russian. I think it's kind of Russian. Sorry for offending my Russian audience, all two of you. Well, according to the stats that I see in front of me. Sounds like Borat? No, Borat doesn't sound so gruff. Oh, 93 likes. By the way, YouTube's not showing how many people are watching right now. It's really weird. But we have 93 likes. Thank you for this live video. Let's go ahead and talk about the future of social media. It's in conjunction with the article on lockergnome.com. Is linked in the video's description. Matt crafted this one. It's a good one. Smaller social groups over mass inclusion. And, he's talking a bit about oversharing, search, and asking, of course, for your opinion on the future of social media. I'm not so caught up in the buzzword social media. I think these are great platforms to use. Twitter, Facebook, Google+, YouTube, and the like, to connect with one another and to share stories. But now that everybody's a publisher of their stories, there's almost no way of keeping up with everybody that you know. I mean, I know a lot of people, and maybe I'm an edge case, but the older you get, the more people you get to know. I find myself attracted to smaller social groups versus larger groups. Now, while I, go to YouTube and publish to everybody, or Facebook and publish to everybody, there are occasions where, I want to, get together and talk about one particular topic and know that I'm with like-minded individuals. And whether we're talking about small business, whether we're geeking out, whatever it is. And I find I get more social activity in smaller groups than I do from social media. Social media has been a great broadcast platform for everything that we've done, and I'm very grateful for those experiences. My use case for social media is different likely from your use case. I've seen people use social media to connect with like-minded individuals, and they don't really care other than the people that they know in person, and that's fine. That's a perfect way of using social media. But it gets to my point of smaller groups having a much bigger impact than larger groups. So I think social media is going to get smaller as it gets bigger. That's my prediction, and I think Matt is in agreement with that. You may have your own idea of where social media is going. Feel free to posit your thoughts on the blog post if you want. It may get lost. If you leave your comment here in the YouTube thread, it will probably get lost and buried. Not sure we're still on Star Wars back here. Imbalanced by Design notes. It's a great way to connect with others. Cameron D. Ryan's one says, I hate YouTube. You comment and all these comments pop up and no one sees your comment because it's pushed down the drain. It's exactly like I said, if you really want your comment to stand out, sometimes you got to go to the originating blog post. My voice sounded like Watto from Star Wars. I think that's what someone was saying. Yeah, T. Mordo was saying that. Technology Droid said it as well. Can you suggest task management software? Asks Backdoor Check. If you're looking just to track tasks on your own, there's 1,000,000,001 options. Finding group task tracking solutions is a bit more of a challenge. We've begun using do.com, do.com, for LockerGnome editorial content, and it's worked out well. Do.com, and it is free, by the way. I was also a fan of Productive. You may have to Google that. It's kind of an odd spelling, but I'm sure Google will correct the spelling if it's wrong. And that's great for group tasks as well. I've never found anything for my own personal task management other than my inbox. My inbox is where I keep track of most everything that I need to do. And if it's in my inbox, then I get to do it. And I like I tell Diana, if you got something for me, you just email me. And sometimes I'll even have her email me. We'll be in the car. I'm like, hey, honey, could you email me and remind me that I gotta, check into pretending how to drive, or something like that. If you ever drive like this, that's a problem. It's like it's more like I'm milking a cow than I am driving a car right now. And in many cases, driving is a lot like milking cows. I'm kidding. I'm trying to throw off all the kids who've never been able to drive. You'll figure it out, guys. Just don't drive like this. You'll be all over the road. Well, obviously I was being facetious. I'm serious. Wicket. 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 That shut him up. I had to bark louder than him, I think. Although I listened to a little, it was on the radio one day, and they said when owners do that, the dog may be reinforced. Like, you're barking at this, Wicket, come here, pup. You're barking at this foreign object or whatever, and the dog may think, yeah, you're with me. Let's get him. So if you do that, sometimes it can actually encourage the behavior. So I've got to learn how to basically adjust it. So, I want to, Wicket, it's safer up here. I don't want to sound like I'm angry. I should never say his name in anger, a dog's name in anger. Wiki, come here, bud. It's much more fun up here. Trust me. We have cookies.
Wicket doesn't respond to that very well.
Oh, he doesn't. What do you want? What does he want?
When you just say come here in a normal voice.
Oh, come here. Like that?
Yeah.
Come here.
See? Because I've talked to him like cutesy, and he like walks away. He's like, I don't want that cutesy
It
stuff.
worked. It worked. Wicket came in. I just said, come here.
He's like, you called?
Wow. Good boy. Good puppy. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here, bud. Oh, Mr. Barky. I can't. High five, Diana. Dog psychologist.
Well, every time I talk cute to him, he walks away.
He walks away. He doesn't like the cute. He's like, don't patronize me.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate being patronized.
I'm a man.
I'm smarter than that, even though I lost my balls years ago. Yeah, that's the one thing I'll never forgive Chris for.
Yeah.
He didn't even keep them.
Good boy. Good boy. You want to go to mommy? Okay, go to mommy. Go to mommy. Okay, now back to our regularly scheduled, whatever the hell this is. Now that dog, we had that dog interlude. Is it safe to share your Android? This is interesting. I'm not particular. And this is written by the blogger Harold Johnson on Locker Gnome there. Thank you, by the way, for plus one-ing this. It looks like who else plus one it? Am I going to see? Edward Ferguson and James Swanson had plus one this article. Thank you. This is what's interesting is what he says. I'm not particularly worried about someone monitoring my activity, but I do take some measures to ensure that my data is not freely disseminated throughout the web. Lately, I found myself reluctant to place my Android phone into a stranger's hand. He says a little over a month ago, he purchased his first Android device, and notes that he just doesn't want anybody to use it. Who shares their phone with people? Do you guys share your phone with people? Why? Why would you share it? I mean, they're so cheap these days. I mean, you can pick up an Android device for free, right? You can pick up an iPhone for free. Granted, not the latest iPhone. And that said, even if you got an Android phone for free, it may not be the greatest. But it does work, right? And you can get the job done. Do you guys share? Airwolf doesn't. Kyle K doesn't. Diane and I definitely do not share our phones. If you're in a situation where you're finding yourself having to share the phone, I think, dude, either change plans, change carriers, or do something. Inbalance by Design never shares her phone. Tech Crazy 97 says no. Every subject. Look, I'm not kidding. Look at that. Here, let me show you. Tech Crazy 97. Every subject 100. And then 6 new comments come in. It pushed off Cameron D. Ryan 1's comment. One radical dude says no. BB Blood Brothers CCCX says if they want to play a game, then they can play. So would you hand over your phone even if it was just playing a game? I don't even think I would do that when we have kids. When, right? Not if. We're still planning on that, right? Yeah. Okay, just making sure. Now that we've started the vlog thing, didn't know how much we wanted to share. Don't worry, we're not going to be sharing the actual process of making kids, even though I'm sure some of you would just love that. I don't think I'd hand my phone over to a kid. I'd get like maybe an iPod Touch or something like that, just to know that it's just going to get screwed up and locked down in every way, connect it to a completely different account, so that there's no way of things getting purchased without knowing and all that stuff. I don't think I could ever hand my phone over to anybody. So it's interesting that Howard, I called him Howard before. Howard! Answer the door! I'm busy! Now that definitely was not Watto. I don't know why Harold chose to write about this, but it's interesting that he would, because I think he's being very cautious about how he's approaching the situation. Specifically, an Android. He mentioned it was Android. Team Mordo got it. Yay, Team Mordo. Does he get No Me of the Day for that?
Yes.
Yes, Team Mordo for the Big Bang Theory. Yes. There you go.
This is the second round.
This is what? Oh, is it second time around? Mm-hmm. Works for me.
I believe.
Now that I made everybody hearing impaired. But we got 136 likes for this live video. Thank you for that. Take a look at the article. Howard. I did it again. Harold. Howard! All right. So next, now that we've gone off on some Big Bang Theory, I don't think it's a theory anymore. I think it's fact. Now I think it should be called Big Bang Fact. Big Bang Theory. Growing up with the web. Written by a kid. Sorry, Eddie. A kid. If you're, honestly, if you're younger than 38, to me, you're a kid. I'm going to +1 this, just like Daniel Bushore and James Swanson had done. Growing up with the web. I envy you if you are under the age of 21. Not because of your youth. Because I would never want to trade places. I'm very happy with where I am in my life. But because of the time you grew up, I did not get to experience the web until I was pretty much done with college in the mid-90s, early to mid-90s. And it was pivotal for me in the direction of my career. I fell in love with it from the first click. First time I saw the web, and I've reminisced about this before, was on Lynx, Lynx, the browser, which you can still download and use on your computer. I don't know if you knew that, but they're still making it for the variety of operating systems. It's classic. It's the way. It's kind of the way I grew up with the web. I kind of didn't exactly grow up with the web, but just to have the natives. When I say the natives, those who've grown up with the internet connection always being there, you're a native. You're a digital native. You've always had access to it. I can't imagine, having grown up with it, because I didn't grow up with it. So I always appreciate, the things that I can do today. It's like sometimes, Diana wants to, go someplace, and I said, well, why? We can get it online. It's like, that's so, 1980, driving across town to check for something. I hate when someone calls, or I got to go to a webpage to call someone, or I submit a contact form and they call me back. It annoys me. What's your phone number? Chris@Pirillo.com. That's my phone number. Because I remember what life was like when you did not have a mobile device, when you did not have the web to get information, when you had to drive across town. I remember doing Garbage Pail Kid runs. I collected Garbage Pail Kids. I guess I still do when they release new ones. I have the collection up in my home office closet too, the full collection. I boy, this is just a total nostalgia day, isn't it? I had to learn where the Garbage Pail Kids were. I would either have to call or I would just go and I'd make a run. I'd know that these particular locations would have those Garbage Pail Kids or potentially have the Garbage Pail Kids, and then I'd get them. I'd scrimp and save my money to get Garbage Pail Kids to fuel my collection. I still have them. I did not save everything that I had as a child, but Garbage Pail Kids were one of the collections that pretty much the only collection that I think stayed intact. Star Wars figures, I think didn't quite make it all together, or maybe they did, and they just seem smaller today than they did. The collection seems smaller than it was. Did you have the Madonna card, Chris? Asked the Snare 100. Dude, I have every single Garbage Pail Kid. Period. And most of them are in great to mint condition. And they're in my closet, in binders. And I think I've done a video on it. If you go to... Hang on, let me check. Give me a second. Garbage Pail Kids Pirillo. See, this is... Look, dude, watch. Garbage Pail Kids Pirillo, and Pirillo didn't pull anything out. Okay, well, that sucked. Let me try Garbage Pail Kids Locker Gnome. Let's see. I did some live stuff a while ago. Maybe I haven't done anything on Garbage Pail Kids. Either that or it isn't pulling in. I thought I did. Never mind. YouTube made a liar out of me. I apologize. But I do have them. Maybe we'll have to put them in the vlog. We'll put them in the vlog. We'll do that for you, okay? Stay tuned for the vlog, and I'll put the Garbage Pail Kids in there, and you can enjoy them in the vlog. Just to get you guys, paying attention to that personal side of life, since Garbage Pail Kids aren't really techie. Let's see here. So I didn't grow up the web. Now, if I get Garbage Pail Kids, it's eBay. If I get anything, eBay, Amazon, for like 99% of what I need. Even our groceries are coming in tonight from Amazon. Oh, we got to put the fresh boxes out before we leave for our date night. It's date night, Friday night. Yay. KegDroid, Google's answer to the self-serve beer dispenser. Dude, check this out. KegDroid. Oh my God. Check this out. The link is in the video's description. KegDroid. Okay. You have to love Android for that. It's very the platform Android. See, because Android's not really OS as much as it is a platform, but I mean, I guess technically speaking, kind of is, but it's more anyway. Beer. I mean, I think that's something to be happy about. And then of course we embedded the video on KegDroid as well. We even leave some suggestions for improving KegDroid. It should include an IF chip right on the glass. The reader should be in front of the handle and increase the size of the refrigeration unit to hold more brews. Who could argue with that? KegDroid, check it out. You didn't think you'd learn anything today. And beer is a great way to learn things, although I don't know if you're going to remember anything if you have too much of it after that. 5 differences between Windows 7 and Windows 8, and after we're done talking about this, since we've addressed most of the questions and geeked out long enough, I think we're going to go ahead and close her out. Metro UI, of course, we've talked about that at length. The new Task Manager, big deal in Windows 8. The lock screen has also been changed. I think the lock screen in Windows 8 is a lot more, let's say, useful than the traditional lock screen. You got, time, date, pictures. It's just cleaner. Of course, there's the new file system, at least with Windows 8 Server, and then ARM support, which is a big deal for taking Windows 8 on the go. More than, traditional notebook computers using the, an AMD or an Intel processor. Using an ARM processor will allow Microsoft and OEMs to do different things with Windows 8, specifically with power consumption in mind and on the go. So if I get a Windows 8 tablet, I don't know what processor it's going to have in there, but I would not count ARM out. Some people may be concerned about backwards compatibility with binaries that weren't compiled for the ARM platform or the processor. But, I'm not about legacy with Windows. I would use Windows 8 and just as if it was a new operating system, just like Android or just like iOS or just like any operating system that comes down the pike. Treat it like a new operating system. Just get rid of legacy, and I think you'll be much happier with your Windows 8 experience if you do get Windows 8. Big if. So, do we have a YouTubey of the day, honey? Before we close her out here.
Yes.
Who is a YouTubey of the day?
YouTubey of the day is. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Vortex640.
Vortex640, thank you. Thank you, Vortex640. for being the YouTubie of the day. Thank you for all the likes, the subscribes. Guys, YouTube's been screwing around with subscriptions. Are you guys sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel? Just check, just in case you're not. We do appreciate it. I'm trying to get back up to 200,000. They dropped bunk accounts earlier this year, and you know, I gotta tell you, that was disappointing. You know, I was over 200 and then I lost them. So we're building up a new audience, I guess, not just the geeks out there, but the vlogs are just taking off like you would not believe. If I show you here, if you go to the vlog playlist, you know, you can see all of them or watch all of them if you want, and click through to any one of them. They're getting approximately 10,000 views a piece. Approximately. There are a few that are maybe a couple hundred behind, but on average, I'd say we're doing quite well. Look, we have 137 people who thumbed up our vlog playlist. But what's most telling, guys, and I wanted to show you this, and I shared this before I close this out, because people are asking, what's the future of the Locker Room YouTube channel? I think this is part of it, having these live discussions with you, geeking out like we love doing, and we do anyway. If I go to the analytics page for our YouTube channel and pull up our, let's see, your demographics, views, subscribers, likes, dislikes, favorites, I want to show you something about engagement. It's, I would say, insanely high. So let me go ahead and zoom in. Our engagement was kind of up and down with different videos, like over time. And I shared a couple of the graphics, or at least one of the graphics in social media. This one I just shared with Nomies earlier, but I want to show everybody. We're kind of up and down with engagement. Then right about here is when we launched the vlogs, and it's been steady and growing. So our engagement with the vlogs, to me, engagement's through the roof. Our number of likes is, again, through the roof. I really am driving towards trying to get to 1,000 likes for each one of our vlogs. So I appreciate when you guys like the vlog, not just leave comments when you like the vlogs. It's really, really nice. So here is, I'm just going to zoom in and show you. This is the likes and dislikes, just over the past 30 days or so. So it's kind of up and down and up and down. You see right here, so still had a lot of dislikes. And then right here, this point right here is when we started doing the vlogs. Right here. So our likes have gone up and maintained on a daily basis, and our dislikes have flatlined. I mean, I'm very proud of you guys. Thank you for that. Like I said, every single like that you give for the videos that we do, whether we did them a year ago, a week ago, an hour ago, every single one of those likes counts. It means so much to us. So I'm hoping that the vlogs will continue to drive up engagement with you guys. More of you will join us in the live video feeds that we do every day, so we can answer your questions, geek out together. And Diana, did you have anything else to say, babe?
No, they deserve an applause.
You deserve an applause, so thank you. This is for your likes, guys. This is for you. This is for you guys. It's for you. So we got to go record some more footage for the vlog that everybody seems to like. Well, not everybody. There's maybe like one person who doesn't like it. But my mom doesn't count. Don't worry. Actually, I don't think she's seen the vlogs yet. But anyway, we're going to go on date night. Have a great weekend. YouTubies and Nomies, as the, I guess the lower third says, that Diana has produced here. She's just crazy with these lower thirds. And thank you again. If you haven't subscribed to the Locker Room email newsletter, just do it. That's all I ask. Let us help you stay in touch with the world of technology, giving you information that other people haven't. That's what Locker Room's all about, helping you. So drop me a line if you want, chris@pirillo.com. Stay tuned to watch our vlog, the next one. We're about to upload it before I think we go out to dinner, possibly. Actually, no, we may have to scoot out for dinner because we got a special 50% coupon. So as I mentioned in the vlog, we only like saving money when we go out to eat. But if anybody has anything else to say, you know where to find me: Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and YouTube. Naturally. I don't know if we've got any topics of conversation in TeamSpeak today, or if they need to be recorded. Chris was just asking. I think largely if there's interesting conversation happening, it's good to record, not just at a certain time. But I'll pop in for a brief minute while we wait for this to encode and upload, and you may hear me in a couple of seconds. Not on live YouTube feed because it'll be done, but you'll be able to watch it live, the other video feed that's pointing at the home office area here. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at
Live. com.
We'll see you later.